Hello. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's not a long one. It's not overly long. It's gonna be painful. It always is. But it's not overly long. Right. What are these? These just... Nope, these aren't even in order of release. They're in no kind of order. Dear. Could maybe try. I could try and put them in order of release. I don't think I'd do very well. So how's it going? How's it going, everybody? I don't know about this one. This could be tricky. I feel like we've got a good number of tiers here. We needed to add E onto our regular tiers last week, so I'm keeping it there because it's just kind of there's always like a space. There's always like a space between C and D. So I figure if D is the space between C and E, then it's easier to work with. But I feel like there's going to be some savagery and some niceties here. Hey Irish girl, how's it going? What's your favorite? What's your favorite before we jump too far into this? I need to be aware of what everybody's going to be pulling for here. I'm trying to put these in order of release in my head. So Soul is last there. Where's Onward? There. Nope. Ah, there it is. Cars is about 2007. That's about 2001. What was after Monsters Inc? Maybe Incredibles? It's around there. Finding Nemo. That's probably actually in between. Tough one. It is tough. But you know what we're going to do? We're just going to kickstart by, as we always do, trying to put one on each tier. Okay? Just put one on each tier. Now, you can see behind me. I feel like that gives away where that's going, so we'll put that there. Now, in my mind, that's probably the only one going there. I think since we've got an E tier now, it's harsh to put any of the Cars films on F. Because Good Dinosaur is a solid level worse than anything else Pixar have released. It's surprising to look at the list like this. So much shorter than DreamWorks' list, or Disney's list, or the list of flags we did. But it is. They go for quality. Generally. Doesn't stop them always going for... yeah, you know, a lot of franchises. They've got a lot of franchises. To be fair, probably not as many as DreamWorks. But more than Disney. Original Toy Story and Nemo both have a special place for me. Okay. Okay, well, we'll see how that goes. Okay, well, E, oh. Is that Cars 2? Which one's Cars? Yeah, that's got to be Cars 3, so that's Cars 2, right? Probably Cars 2. Cars 2. Okay, well, that works. I think probably Cars 2 on E. It's just... Mater is not a leading character. And... DreamWorks, it's the kind of DreamWorks thing to do. Make a whole film about just Puss in Boots. You don't do that. Pixar doesn't do that. So having done it that one time, yeah, it didn't go correctly. I feel so. E for that. I'll easily I think Cars 1 is a max D. I do think I'll put it a tier above Cars 2. Just about. But I think that's probably about right there. I'm trying to think in terms of Pixar, because above all the Cars films and stuff like that, and Good Dinosaur, most of Pixar is very high quality for me. Cars def D at best? Yeah, it is. Actually, you know what? I quite liked Cars 3. As in, I was surprised that I didn't hate it, basically. So it's probably D as well. It's probably on the same as Cars for me. What's C tier? I feel like C tier's sparse. Oh, I know what's C tier for me. You guys aren't going to like this one, probably, but Up is C tier for me. Up is a good film. However, I don't know. After the opening 10 minutes, I find it average at best. Kind of. I don't think it's fantastic after the opening 10 minutes, which is very emotional. Don't get me wrong. Very, very well done. But I don't know. I like Doug. I like the bird. I like the kid. But the whole story, the adventuring aspect, a lot about it, it didn't quite do it for me, so. But that's just personal opinion. What do you guys think about Up? Now, there is another harsh one to be done here for another iconic one. I'm okay with Up at C. Oh, well, there we go. I thought there'd be more pushback against that one. You might push back against this one. Right. And I want to explain myself before I do this one. And it's not like we don't have time. There's not that many of these to place. So, rewatching it today, there is a lot that annoys the shit out of me about the first Toy Story. There is a lot about it that really annoys me. Not to say it's not a very good film, but it ages. I feel like if you look at the animation in Toy Story and then Bug's Life, which is the next film, there is a big leap in how they age, the animation. There is also the fact that Woody is a dick in Toy Story. In the first Toy Story, he's a dick. Woody's a dick. That's the way of it. And Buzz isn't much better. I really love them both as characters by Toy Story 2 and continue to throughout. But the first one, I don't really love either of them as characters. The animation ages. Overall for me now, looking back at it, it's a B. It's a B tier. I'm not putting it somewhere ridiculous. I'm not going like, oh, it's a D. But it is. It's not an A for me. All that explanation was just for not putting it in A, which is a lot. Ratatouille B. Actually, that's probably quite a fair assessment as well. Ratatouille is good. But again, I don't know. There's nothing that really strikes you overly emotionally about it. There's a lot of nice scenery. The animation's nice. The characters are nice enough. I mean, I don't love the main human guy overly, but he's fine. Yeah, no, I think Ratatouille is probably a B for me. Yeah. Right. Now, see, what's an A? What is an A but not an S? I know what you mean about Toy Story, but the story is best of the Toy Stories for me. I don't know, in terms of story, maybe I get what you mean, but I feel like the comedy aspect and the actual characters and the animation as well, obviously, is done just a lot better in a lot of the later ones. Like, I'm a really big fan of all of the other three Toy Stories. They might all go at least A. But anyway, we'll get to that in a second. What's an A but not an S? Probably. It's hard to know. Onward. Let's put Onward on A. I loved Onward. I didn't get why people preferred Soul to Onward, honestly, last year. Of the two released last year, I definitely preferred Onward. I'm not saying I didn't also think Soul was very, very good, but definitely, I loved Onward. Oh yeah, real good one. It's just, it's different for Pixar, but it's also the same. It did the same things it needed to hit like the real emotional heights that you want in that one for me. But it also told a different kind of story and different kind of world from what they would often use. So I like that. Didn't think Onward great. Soul better? Really? No, I got all... I really liked the existentialism and stuff in Soul, but I felt like kids... Are kids going to react well to that? And also, yeah, no, I liked the music and stuff throughout it. I liked the characters. I liked everything about it. It's a very good film. It's so harsh to say this film's better than this one, because then you feel like you're putting this one down. But it's more about this one rising up, in your opinion, just to a higher degree. So it's hard to say. But yeah, no, I really liked Onward. I just, everything about it just worked for me. I really liked Tom Holland and Chris Pratt as the leads. Very good. And yeah, it just had the kind of modern sensibilities that some of those animated films that are a little more wild have. Things like Mitchells vs. the Machines. It had some of that kind of crazy, memey almost nature, which leans into the surrealism of animation. And I like that. So many Disney films are trying nowadays to be more and more realistic with their animated style and stuff, to the point that they can call the live action Lion King live action, even though it's all CGI. But I really like the surrealism and the craziness that animation can do as well. So I thought Onward linked slightly more into that than most Pixar films do. And then S. Yeah, okay. Monster Inc. is S for me. I don't know about you guys. I think Monster Inc. is still possibly my favorite Pixar movie. It's close. There are a couple others that are pretty close. But yeah, Irish Girl agrees. Yeah, I think so. Look, Monster Inc. is just... It's just so good. It's got so much funny stuff. It's got Boo, who's an amazing character. Yes, Monsters Inc. It's got Sully and Mike, who are such a good duo. For me, they were more of a blueprint for what Woody and Buzz would go on to be in later Toy Stories. I suppose they'd already done the first two by that stage, so they'd already got Woody and Buzz. What is, in my mind, more correct in Toy Story 2, but yeah. No, I really thought they worked so well together. Joe Gibbon and Billy Crystal so good, and the story, it's probably one of the most uniquely built worlds that Pixar have done. Yeah. And it's so good. Nemo SRA? Yes. Yeah. No doubt. S or A for Nemo. Look, Nemo's really, really good. Nemo's a really good animated movie. It's so iconic. That's true. If we're basing these on how iconic they are. Oh, gosh. And there's so many iconic moments. Yes, Adam S for me. Okay, I'm wavering on the edge. You think A, Danny? Oh, okay. Wait, I was about to put it on S, because you guys were overwhelmingly going for it. I don't know. It is on the edge between S and A for me. Let's put other stuff in so I can kind of gauge it. I think, for me, the first Incredibles is probably leaning towards S. Okay? My problem here is we've got to be careful with how many we put on S. Can't put too many on S. Otherwise it's just not special. But yeah, I think The Incredibles is an S for me. It's iconic. It's got Jack so funny. It's so funny. But it's also, all of the characters are really great in their own way. They've all got their own great moments. Like Frozone. Frozone is a character who is not on screen for more than maybe 10 minutes of the film, and yet he's so iconic. That kind of thing, that's what that film achieved. And a really great villain. You look at villains in Pixar movies, a lot of them are just alright. A lot of them are just alright. Charles Muntz, alright. Anything in Cars, alright. Good dinosaur villains. Where is my super suit? Exactly, yeah. It's so good. It's really so good. It was good enough to the point where I was going, yeah. After they did like Toy Story 3, I was going, where is Incredibles 2? And it took them a long time, but they did it. And it was also very good. Very good. Not as good. Definitely not as good. Where does Incredibles 2 go? Probably B. Probably B. Yeah, I think so. It's very funny again. It kind of it managed to not hire and B, yeah. It managed to like raise up Helen's character so well in a way she really deserved because Elastigirl's so cool. But it really kind of did a shitter for a lot of the other characters. I didn't feel like most of them improved, really. Violet had some really funny moments still. Dash as a character in the second one, Bob as a character in the second one, Jack as a character in the second one pretty much retained how funny he was, yeah. But, yeah, overall I feel like it's definitely a level down. Oh, hey William, how's it going? You can see what you've missed here. We've got Monsters, Inc. Incredibles at the top, we've got Onward a level below, then we've got like Toy Story, Ratatouille, Incredibles 2, and then we've just got the car films at the bottom with The Good Dinosaur so far. Jack was awesome. Jack's always awesome. If you haven't seen the short Jack Attack that they made around the time they made the first film, watch it. Watch it on Disney Plus. Watch it just somewhere because it is so funny. It's just a few minutes long, but it's just what happened when Jack was there alone with Corey, with the babysitter. Oh, God, that is funny. That is probably one of my very favorite shorts that Pixar have made, and they've made a lot. So yeah, no, Incredibles 2 B seems about right. A Bug's Life is one that often gets kind of left behind just because it's one of the few early ones they haven't made some sort of sequel for. They've made 4 Toy Stories, they've made a prequel for Monsters, Inc., they've done a sequel for Finding Nemo now, and a sequel for The Incredibles. Is Bug's Life the only one of the first 6 or 7? Yeah, that they haven't done more of. Bug's Life is very good. And Syndrome appears at the end of Jack Attack. Very true, very true. You liked Cars? Yeah, I don't dislike Cars as a film. I should make that clear. The Good Dinosaur is the only film here that I dislike. Out of all 23 Pixar movies, that is the only film I dislike. We're just grading on a curve. That's the problem. In any of these tier lists, we have to grade on a curve. Because if I was being, on any other movie list, Cars would probably be like a C. And a lot of these things would be like B. And Onward would be closer to an S. So you have to grade on a curve with these. So that makes it look a lot more savage than it really is. Because even Cars 2 here on E. I don't dislike Cars 2 as a film. I could watch it again. A Bug's Life C? Bug's Life C. I don't know. When you actually look at A Bug's Life, and it's surprising, it does have much better... The animation holds up much better than it does for the first Toy Story, to me today. I really like the characters. I think it's very funny. It's very well done in a lot of ways. I might go B with it. I don't think I'll go A. But I do think I could go B with it quite happily. Same level as Toy Story. As the first Toy Story for me. It does everything so well, and in a way that it just doesn't date to the same degree that Toy Story does. It's weird. But Pixar really, they found something there that they didn't let go of, because Monsters, Inc., it doesn't feel dated to look back on either. And the subsequent ones, none of them feel really dated to look back on. B, getting busy already? That is true, yeah. Even grading on a curve, it's kind of hard to make C and D the focal point. Well, B, C, D should be like the focal point somewhere in there, but I'll go B with this for now. Put it next to Toy Story. Right. Let's fill up some of the other lower tiers, okay? Right, so, I don't know about you guys. For me personally, we're still wavering between S and A for Finding Nemo. For me personally, I think Finding Dory is probably a C. Finding Dory is fine. Finding Dory, it's got good stuff about it. It's got quite a good emotional punch. I underestimated, until I watched it back sometime around Christmas, the emotional punch it does have with her on her journey for her parents. It introduces new characters who are fine. It's got a lot of really madcap, crackhead, crazy shit going on, but all Pixar's have enjoyable qualities except Brave. Oh no, I think all of them except Good Dinosaur. Good Dinosaur is the only one I'm really like, no. No, not that one. I think, yeah, no, I think you're right, Andrew. All of the others, I don't dislike as films. There's only 1 out of 23 that I dislike as a film. So even down here on E tier, I still like that film. Irish girl, thank you for the donation. You know what, fair enough. No, fair enough. I was wavering between S and A for Finding Nemo. I'll put it on S. You got me. You got me clean. Thank you for the donation. Fun fact, Dot's voice actress would later go on to voice Lilo in Lilo and Stitch. I didn't know that. That is cool. Wow, okay. Excellent. Yeah, no, that looks like a pretty good S tier there, right? Right. I will say, Andrew, that I don't think Brave is overly high. Good times. I remember when Finding Dory was being marketed. Good times. I think Finding Dory is... It's fine. You know, it's fine. It's fine. Brave is great. A? I don't think A for Brave. Don't get me wrong, guys. I love Scotland. Went to university in Scotland. Love Scotland. Everything about Scotland's great. Merida, very fun, feminist, strong character. The twins, fun characters. The actual story of the film is fine. It's fine. It's fine. I don't think it's A. I would struggle slightly to put it on B either. I could live with B, def not D. I don't think it's a D. I don't think it's a D. I think I prefer Brave to any of the Cars films. Might be a C. From what we've got on C there, it might be a C over a B. Yeah. It's fine. I like a lot of the characters. I like the music. They did some really good music for it. The actual story, you know, find your fate. It's, you know, it's fine. The whole story is live your own fate, and it's fine. But it's not a really great story. There isn't any really cool world building, I don't think, behind what they did there. Why Toy Story's so low? I kind of did an explanation about it earlier. It's basically just because, unlike any of the other films, I know Toy Story was the first, but unlike any of the other films, even A Bug's Life, the animation has aged a lot. I don't really like Woody or Buzz as characters in the first one, the way I like them later. Not an S for Wally, but maybe an A. Who said S? Oh, Andrew said Wally is an S. Right, I fucking love Wally, guys. I fucking love Wally. It's the best romance story Pixar's done. It shouldn't be, but it definitely is. It's got such great, delightful music. It's got this old-timey feel while being set in the future. It's got some beautiful animation. Fun fact, on the day of the premiere of Finding Dory, they put the wrong film in the projector and the Sausage Party trailer was shown, and probably scared a lot of children. Oh dear, yeah. But yes, no, I probably won't put Wall-E in S. I will definitely put it in A. Yeah. But it's close to an S for me, honestly. I would say for me personally, Wall-E and Finding Nemo are on about the same level. I really love Wall-E. And it caught me off guard, because I thought it's a good one. I thought I liked Wall-E. And then I watched it again, like sometime last year or something, and I went, wow! Crazy. Hey, so it's good for Wall-E? Yeah. Coco is F? Andrew, strong opinions here. Wait, I thought you said all of them have enjoyable qualities except for Brave, right? Look, people got really hyped about Coco. Really hyped. People were going, oh, Coco is so good. And I didn't see Coco in theaters. So when I saw Coco, I went in with very high expectations. Very high. Like the first time I saw Frozen. Very, very high expectations. And my enjoyment of it, even after watching it a couple of times, has never really gone above... Oh, that was fine. I didn't like Coco much, but not F. I don't think it's an F. Oh, you think D or E, maybe? Wow. I don't know. Look, I was trying to lower expectations for where I was going to put it there, but I'm kind of like, Coco does have enjoyable parts, but the story is lacking, like Finding Dory. That's fair. That's a very fair assumption. Or, not assumption. That's a very fair point. It is, in terms of story, not great. The characters are pretty good. The music is pretty good, but the curve, Pieman. Well, I'm trying to throw off the curve. I'm trying to fix the curve by telling you that I kind of want to put Coco in C, actually. But same as Finding Dory. I view it the same as Finding Dory, where I'm not really going to turn it on again, even though it's good. All of the C's. I wouldn't go, oh hell yeah, let's watch that. But they're not bad films. It's basically... It's where the story is lacking. All four of those that are in C. The story is just... It's not overly great. It's got like a singular point. She wants to find her parents. He wants to go live on this flying mountain in Peru. She wants to own her own fate. He wants to go to the land of the dead, do dead things. He wants family? I can remember. They've all got one very singular point, and they just kind of drive on that, meaning oftentimes like the second act is like a lot weaker in a lot of those. Merida and Brave became the first Pixar character to be added to the Disney Princess Club. Very true. And that always kind of annoys me. Not because I don't like the character, just because... Is Princess Leia also a Disney princess for real now then? Or... It was just easier when they just had it from Disney animated classic films. The princess list, but it's fine. Also, he's a chieftain. She's not a princess. It doesn't matter. Guys, it doesn't matter. Gotta understand. Yeah, see, now the curve's fixing itself slowly. Monsters University. Look, Monsters University is, fine. It's fine. Mulan was also part of it, despite not being one. Very true. Well, she's not even anything. Like, her dad's... He's not a tribe chieftain. He's not... It doesn't matter. Monsters U should be S? S! MU was disappointing. Yeah, look, it's... I don't like prequels. I don't like the idea of prequels. I'm not saying there are no prequels that I like. There are some. But I don't like the idea of prequels. You know where it's going. Like, you know. You don't just think you know or assume you know. You know where it's going to. You know they're going to end up in Monsters, Inc. You know that it doesn't matter if they pass or fail scared class or whatever. There are no stakes. They are going to end up in Monsters, Inc. MUE? I don't know about E. Probably a D. I think it had enough comedy to it. It still had the characters. Had some nice bits. It's probably a D. There's a plot hole in MU. I'm not surprised. Toy Story 4 should be E. There's plot holes in every movie. Well, that's fair. Yeah. Ending was go? What? No, look. The Toy Stories, right. Okay, let's talk about the Toy Stories. I'd go C for Monsters, but too many there. There are a lot there. I don't know, I think some of the ones on C do give a better emotional punch. Obviously, Up does. Finding Dory when she sees her parents again. Like, a lot of that stuff and her backstory is emotional punch. Coco's still got an emotional punch. Brave, fair emotional punch still. Monsters University did not have an emotional punch and didn't really try to have an emotional punch, so, I don't know. Yeah. Oh, hi, Dream. How's it going? They terrified the Rangers? Yeah. It was okay. It was alright, you know, it was alright, it was okay. No, I think it's fine. But here's the thing, I think my opinions on Pixar are pretty ordinary until we talk about Toy Story. Toy Story 1 is on B. Where do the others go, you might ask? I mean, right. I'll put it out there now. I might put another Toy Story on B, but I don't think I'm putting any below that. Right. I think Toy Story 2 is probably A. It's close to an S for me. I love it. I think it's the best one for me. I don't know if it's quite an S. On story, they're all below the original. That's maybe fair. I don't know. I really like the story of Toy Story 2 as well. And I just prefer the characters, and I prefer the comedy, and I prefer the animation, and, you know... And I think I watched it more as a kid. I think we got Toy Story 2 on video before we got Toy Story, for some reason. I don't get why the kids didn't find Mike scary when in real life he would be. Yeah, that's true. But, I don't know. Maybe they are desensitized a lot more in Monsters, Inc. world, because the monsters have to come out of their closets a lot more and scare them. I don't know. Toy Story 3... See, I think most people would say Toy Story 1 and 3 are the best two. I think Toy Story 1 and 3 are the worst two, as far as Toy Stories go. Toy Story 3, the whole daycare thing, it's fine. The whole actual story throughout it, first and second act, they're fine. Third act, emotional punch, and they're about to get all the toys fiery death. And then obviously they don't. But then, oh, they get left behind in the end? Ah, devastating. Devastating emotional punches in the third act. I still don't like it as much as Toy Story 2. So it might end up on a B as well. Yeah, maybe. Lightyear should be good. I'm looking forward to see what they do with Lightyear. It looks interesting. Yeah. I always liked the Buzz Lightyear animated show. That was a lot of fun. I think, right, I'm just gonna put it there and then we can fucking argue about it, okay? Toy Story 3 not great. There's a lot about it. It just feels like... And that's where a lot of these Pixar films mess up. They just have nothing... There doesn't need to be a second act there. And yet there is. And often it's a long one. There just doesn't need to be one, hardly. And, yeah, the story can be summarized by what happens in the first 20 minutes and what happens in the last 20 minutes. And if that's the case, and if there's not a lot of comedy in there, then it's a bit dull. And that's the case with Toy Story 3, I think. So I think it's kind of a bottom B tier, Toy Story 1, maybe a top B tier. I don't know which I do prefer to those. It is hard. Def below Toy Story 1. I don't think I could put on C, though. It seems cruel. There are different problems for me between Toy Story and Toy Story 3, but they kind of, it probably mostly evens out. I don't know. But yeah, no, Toy Story 4. It's... I'm going to say it's the funniest. I think for me, Toy Story 4 was the funniest of the four. I think it's got... It did the best at introducing new characters out of any of them, probably. Apart from the first one. Well, kind of. You've got to talk more about the Buzz Lightyear Star Command on the channel at some point in the future. I'd love to, yeah, it sounds fun. Toy Story 4, it just, as well, the story, Woody's journey, and the boldness of Pixar in having him leave at the end and go off on this whole new adventure. It was shocking to me that Pixar went for that and went for that end, but I really liked that they did. I really liked it. Quite right, Toy Story 1 should be higher. Well, but I do feel like, and it seems weird not having any of the Toy Stories on S. I think Toy Story 2 is probably my favorite, so it's probably the closest. It's kind of on a level with WALL-E. Those are like my A pluses, and then Toy Story 4 and onward are like my A's. I really like what Pixar have done recently, because they were doing like Brave, Monsters University, Inside Out, stuff like that, and they were fine. They were doing fine throughout the decade, but then, near the end, they did like Toy Story 4, and they did Incredibles 2, and it just felt like they were coming back a bit, and then they did like Onward and Soul last year, and it feels like, there we go. Really felt like they were picking up another level, you know. Need something else on E, but don't know what from what's left. Might have to shift something down to that. Yeah, I know what you mean, the curve. You want the curve looking a bit more clean there. But that's the problem, like, there's nothing that I really... If I had to move something down, it'd probably be the first cars. I don't know. Feels mean. Soul is A. Yeah, okay. that makes the curve look worse, but it's fine. We've just got a long tail on the negative end, which is what you want for Pixar, because, let's face it, who amongst us can really say there's more than, I don't know, maybe five that you don't like? I'd be surprised at many people saying that. I'd like to see a Toy Story the series, which is not canon to the movies and is set in that world we see at the beginning of the third movie. That'd be interesting. I mean, they could do a Toy Story series. It's weird that they haven't done a Toy Story series, right? More of the Pixar things will now begin getting series. Now that they've got Disney Plus, they're doing a Monsters, Inc. series. That's coming out soon. And you can imagine a Toy Story one. You could definitely imagine an Incredibles one. Like a sitcom with that family. That'd be incredible. Not so much with Finding Nemo, a series, but yeah, I could definitely see them doing more series. And Inside Out. Inside Out. It'd be savage to put Inside Out anywhere but B. Yeah, oh, there you are, girl. Perfect timing. I think it'd be cruel to put that on C. I liked too much about that to put it on C as we've got it. I think that's right. Yeah, I did like it, and I like it more the more I see it, because I don't know. I feel like I underestimated it the first time I saw it. I feel like I came out of the cinema going, but it definitely is very good. Wow, that was quick. They could totally make new villains in The Incredibles. Well, yeah. I mean, that's the interesting thing, because on Disney Plus, they've got all the Marvel shows, but having something like that, an animated one that it can capture a different audience, and it could do a lot for them. Coco could be the push down to E. What? I don't think so. I think that's cruel. I think it's forgettable. I think it's so ironic that the main best scene in that film probably is the song Remember Me, and nobody's going to. In 10 years, Coco will be the one that people forget on a name all the Pixar movies quiz. If you want, right, let's put Cars there, and then we'll put Coco on D, okay? It's alright. I can handle that. But yeah, I think that's about right. For me. I know, obviously, you guys would have it different. Irish Girl wants Toy Story higher. Andrew wanted a few things different there. But, you know, I feel, again, part of it's based on your childhood. If some of you watching are younger, you might prefer some of the ones that were made in the mid-noughties. But for me, it is the best ones are the ones that they made early noughties. After they kind of did the first Toy Story, Bug's Life, second Toy Story, they did those three, and second Toy Story maybe came out 2000, 2001. And that was them hitting their stride. Don't get me wrong. None of these are bad films, except for The Good Dinosaur. Hi, Alex. Such a quick tier list. Blink and miss it, lol. It probably is the quickest we've done, honestly, yeah. But there's just going to be some like this, because like you think of Pixar movies and you go, oh yeah, that's an easy length tier list type thing, but there's still not that many of them after all these years. But yeah, I do think after they did the first couple, they really hit their stride, did Monsters, Inc. Then I think it goes Monsters, Inc., Finding Nemo, The Incredibles. Those were released, those three in a row. fucking destroyed it. They're fucking destroying it there. And then Incredibles must have been 2004. So what was next? Was Cars the next one? Oh dear. Cars might have been the next one after that. So, you know, nothing lasts forever. No good run on lasts forever in animated studios, but it's fine. It was a good one. Yeah, it's enjoyable to do, for sure. Nice to see. One villain I came up with is Pizza Face, who was a delivery guy at Pizza Planet who was delivering a pizza to a genetics lab and was mutated with the pizza he was delivering and became a monstrous... A monstrous what? A monstrous pizza? Okay. You know, that, yeah. That works. Sure. Alright. Pizza human hybrid. Right, of course. No, yeah. How could it be anything else? Well, anyway, let me know what other tier lists you want down below, guys. Let me know in chat or in the comments, because there are a lot of ones you can do, but I'm never sure. I can never think of them off the top of my head. I need to sit down and really think about them. So if you guys have some fun ideas for ones you would like to see, then just let me know. The problem is with some of them, some ideas you have given that I just don't know enough about it. Even some of the ones I put on like the poll this week, like Star Wars characters. That's all well and good, but when you look up one of these tier list sites, like a template, there's a lot of the animated series characters, and I haven't watched all of the animated series, so then that becomes a problem, and that kind of thing. Even little things like that, you really need to know a lot about the subject to do a tier list like this properly. But, yeah, anyone's revenge on the people running the lab. Crash Bandicoot characters. See, again, even though there are a lot of villains they've introduced in those games, and there's a fair few heroic characters, that'd be another one that's like quick like this. Not to say they can't be quick like this, there's nothing wrong with this. It's like a long video as opposed to a short stream at this length, but it's fine. Anyway, yeah, I can stick that on mode if you like the sound of that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. That's literally a Ninja Turtles villain copy. Pizza Face? Oh, wow, really? That's funny. Well, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will be back on stream on Friday. It looks like I might be playing Spyro, the first ever Spyro game, which would be exciting. Members, if you're in chat, go vote. Go vote on the polls. And guys, if you want to vote on all these polls for what should be the next tier list stream, what should be the next fancast video, what should be the next finish it stream, etc., then you can get a membership down below by clicking join. And if it's not there, then you can click on the description. It's somewhere in the description, a link to join. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys did enjoy. I hope you enjoy all the content on the channel, because there's a fucking lot of it now.